Lake effect blast devastated parts of western New York. Thousands of first responders and volunteers played a huge role in recovery of the affected areas. The Red Cross was a main resource for many victims, and they're joining us now to give us a few statistics on the responders to the storm. Plus, if you're looking for a way to help out with the aftermath and also do a little bit of your holiday shopping, we're going to tell you how to do that right now. But right now, we're welcomed by Jay Bodafide from the Red Cross and also Marinette Kozlow, who's going to be our expert on getting your holiday shopping done, but also giving back to the Red Cross. So Jay, let's start with you. Give us kind of a recap on some of those numbers that we mentioned. What did this process of responding to the storm look like for you?
Yeah, this was a fairly major storm, and it started, or fairly major response, and it started right when the snow started falling on Tuesday the 18th, 2 weeks ago today. By the time the response was done, the Red Cross had either operated or supported 19 different shelters, provided over 600 overnight stays. A lot of those were the people that were trapped on the roads by all of that snow. But then it started with people that had maybe roof collapse concerns or had to be evacuated because of flooding concerns. So it kind of changed in that way. Served over 6,000 meals. You can see some of the numbers there. The cleanup kits, things like the toothpaste and personal hygiene kits that you see there, but also mops and buckets and bleach and things like that to help people clean up from some of the flooding that this caused. And I think the biggest number, the most important one, is the workforce. We had 175 people as of last Friday that had been a part of this response. Over 80% of that number was volunteers, and a lot of them were Western New Yorkers. We had about 20–25% of that number did come in from out of town to help, but a lot of them were stories of people that maybe lived somewhere in Lancaster, had to dig themselves out, and then came in and helped other people as soon as they were done and able to get back on the roads.
And on the Friday of that storm, I had the opportunity to go out to one of the shelters you were operating in Elma, and it seemed like you weren't just providing the basics, you were also trying to make them comfortable. But my question for you is, having a storm like this so early in the season, does that affect how the rest of the season is going to go, or does that affect the needs that you have for the rest of the season?
Well, it's hard to know, honestly. We can't really predict what's going to happen, but it does highlight the need, and that the need is constant. You can't predict when a storm is going to happen. So it's a need for us, of course, and that's what, Marinette's going to talk about, helping us, but it's a need for residents too. People had no way of knowing that they may not be able to leave their house for 3, 4, 5 days. So that's why when we talk about preparedness, we have different preparedness classes, including one right now that we offer. It's a free course, the Governor's Citizen Preparedness Training Corps. You can find out about it at redcross.org. But it's just the importance of having that 3–4 days of water, food, and those types of emergency provisions available should you have to shelter in place or should you have to evacuate at a moment's notice.
Always great tips. Now, I'm glad that you mentioned Marinette, because you are tackling 2 obstacles today. You're not only showing us how you and other local artisans are making it easy to give back to the Red Cross, but also how you can do a little of your holiday shopping at the same time. So what is this all about?
So Holiday Open Studios is an event that was started 14 years ago by Catherine Gillespie, and it's where artists in studios and in their galleries and in museums across Buffalo open up their doors for all these artists to come and sell their wares. And we are going to be at the Red Cross, and we're grateful that they opened up their doors for us. And so 20% of the sales at the Red Cross will go towards them.
And you're looking at some of that information right on your screen. We're so into shopping local here at Winging It Buffalo Style because it helps the economy, and this time it's helping a great local organization. But just as a cross-section of some of the things you're offered, you did bring some things. So give me a little rundown of some of the things you'll be able to see when you're going here to shop.
Well, you're going to see handmade bags, T-shirts, wreaths, jewelry, pottery. This one is Catherine's, and she'll be at her studio at 190 Bryant Street. But the rest of these here are from our event at the Red Cross.
And this will be happening not only at the Red Cross, but if there's other,
Yes.
What are some of the other local artisans that you can visit that are still participating?
At Birchfield, you can see Ann Bliss and Sean Silverwood, and you can see at our location Bob Gregg and Mary Chakowski's work. She won't be there, but her work will be there. My work, Inspired Buffalo. There's just so many to list.
It's all right. There's a lot of information. We'll post all of the ways that you can find that information. Now, real quick on this Giving Tuesday, Jay, if people would like to just give to the Red Cross or find out more about what the Red Cross does in the area, where can they go for that?
Sure. Redcross.org is the best way. You can both learn more about what we do and donate. You can also call 1-800-RED-CROSS or text the word Red Cross, all one word, to 90999, and that'll charge a $10 donation. It'll all go to our disaster relief fund.
All right, well, thank you both for joining us, and thank you for helping us check some people off of our holiday gift list. Right now, we're going to head to break. When we come back, we're going to check in with meteorologist Todd Santos to see what the weather is looking like. You're